you ever submitted a Laravel form and you got a 419 page expired error. This video will finally explain why it happens and how to avoid it completely. So I know most of you are already asking, what is CSRF? And by now, most of us know what CSRF is. Most of us don't know. Most of us are still new to the whole form space, Laravel form space and all. So first of all, CSRF stands for Cross-Site Request Forgery. So in simple terms, think of CSRF like a wrist tag at an event. When you enter a concert, whatever concert, security gives you a wrist tag. So every time you move between sections, maybe you moved from the reception to whatever section, security checks that tag to make sure you're actually allowed to be at the event. So this relates to Laravel. CSRF works the same way. When your page loads, Laravel gives your form a unique token like a wrist tag. So when this form is submitted, Laravel checks that token. If it's missing or doesn't match, Laravel assumes the request is fake and blocks it instantly. So a CSRF attack is like someone trying to sneak into the concert without a wrist tag. So when Laravel sees that, it immediately stops the request. So I know, so now you might be wondering, okay, how does Laravel protects form? How does Laravel protects my form? Like, okay, since our forms can be attacked, how does Laravel protect it? So you recall we added an @CSRF to our contact form in our previous video in this segment. So we added this line, and this line generates a hidden input with a token. When the form is submitted, Laravel checks if that token is the same with the one stored in the section. So if the token is missing or invalid, Laravel blocks the request instantly. So let's see. Let me give you a view of what I'm talking about. So let's inspect this. So if you go to the body of our HTML, you can see a token in our input section. If you can see, there is an input section. There is a token, name, token. Then there's a token. The type is hidden, but it's named token, as you can see. So now you understand. So this token is what Laravel checks when you hit submit on a form. It checks if that token matches the same as this one in the section. If they are the same, then it sends your form input. If not, it cancels the request. So now I hope you understand vividly what I mean by that. So now, why do 419 error happen? Like, why do it happen? You usually get a 419 error because of one of so many mistakes. One can be you don't have a CSRF in your form, your form is missing a post method without a token, section expired, submitting form from another domain, cached form. So let's see a common reason why your 419 error happens. So let's comment this out, save, refresh the page, let's submit. Then you submitted now, but because of you don't have a CSRF token, you don't have a CSRF in your form, it shows you a page expired. You get an 419 error. So now let's go on comment that back. Let's go comment it, save, refresh. So now, yeah, we're back. So if I submit, it's submitted successfully because we didn't add any validation. So whether we impute anything or not, it goes through as long as our CSRF token is the same as the one in the section. So I hope you understand. So now, how to avoid 419 error. I already showed you how to avoid a 419 error is to make sure you have an at CSRF in your form. So there are many ways to avoid a CSRF. Like I will write so many of them down so you can see. So one is, let's go with one. Always always include at CSRF. Don't, this is very important. Always include at CSRF. The next one is very important, which is don't disable CSRF protection. The third one is clear cache when texting. Clear cache, your cache. I call it cache when testing. When testing. So the fourth one is use a correct HTTP. Use a correct HTTP method. So I showed you how to fix a 419 error. So you can see how to avoid a 419 error. I just showed you how to avoid a 19 error, and that is always include your at CSRF, then don't disable CSRF protection, clear cache when testing, and use a correct HTTP method. That's your post method, your get method. Use a correct method. So now I think that is done, and this is a part of my Laravel Forms Explained. So in the next video, we will handle validation and show error messages properly.